This part starts with Kelvin fighting monsters in a forest with Gerard and F. Heel. As they return to the guild, Kelvin and F. Heel were informed that they would soon be able to take another trial to increase their rank. At the same time, Angie told them about the new candy store in town, which F. Heel wanted to see. Angie invited Kelvin along, so they met in town the next day. At the town, Angie met Kelvin first. Then F. Heel appeared, who was wearing a beautiful dress. F. Heel used her beauty to make Kelvin and Angie marvel. Kelvin complimented F. Heel, which made her blush, and Angie hugged her and teased her a little bit. Then they ate cake, while Kelvin was envied by other guys, because he was eating cake with two beautiful women. The both of them wanted to feed him cake. Kelvin got so much attention because of these two beautiful women on his side. But suddenly a noble crown prince came with his followers who caused trouble. The nobleman wanted the two pretty women, but Kelvin wouldn't let him get them. The noble then tried violence and threats, but Kelvin used one of his overpowered strength and taught the nobles a lesson. When the noble was no longer a problem, Kelvin and Angie went to the candy store to buy more cake. In the meantime, the priestess Colette was seen praying to the goddess Melfina. The goddess Melfina demands about the hero group's health and told that she detected an evil presence in West and Colette should send the hero party to the West continent. However, on the night in Kelvin's room, F. Heel thanked Kelvin for protecting her from the nobles. Afterwards, Kelvin apologized that she had to share a bed with him. This made F. Heel sad, because he didn't understand her feelings. He hadn't noticed about that she have a crush on him. Then she revealed her feelings and they happily fell asleep together. The next morning, Kelvin and his team looked at the hero group's stats. Kelvin was disappointed by the level of the heroes. Looking at the stats, the goddess Melfina also admitted that she expected more and was worried if the heroes would be able to defeat the soon-to-be risen Demon King. She also noticed that Kelvin was getting stronger again. After that, Kelvin gave his team new gear, but suddenly he was summoned to the guildmaster. The guildmaster ordered Kelvin to investigate a dungeon because a demon is staying there. Arrived, a member of the guild took Kelvin's team to the entrance of the underground dungeon. As they entered the demon's chamber, in front of them was a strong demon. The archdemon Victor introduced himself and Kelvin asked who the captured woman was. The demon immediately blocked the entrance and told Kelvin that the woman was the daughter of the last demon king, Gustav. The archdemon attacked Kelvin's team and told his plan to eat Kelvin and the demon's daughters, since he has an ability to strengthen himself by eating others. But the chains that sealed the Demon King's daughter can only break by humans. So he need Kelvin to break the seal. Then the S-ranked archdemon brought joy to Kelvin, because Kelvin was a hardcore battle junkie. Kelvin could hardly control himself with the excitement of the fight. So the S-rank archdemon summoned an undead's army. Kelvin then had to face off against the undead's army. The Dark Knight Gerard took over the undead army and Kelvin could concentrate on the archdemon Victor. First he used his abilities to create a fog, then he tried sneak attacks to overwhelm Gerard and Kelvin. With Victor focused on Gerard, Kelvin took the chance to analyze the opponent. Kelvin then used Clotho to corner Victor and then used one of his S-rank skills. In doing so, he tied up Victor, but Victor was able to free himself. So Kelvin planned everything and signaled F. Heel, who invisibly prepared an attack with her bow. When F. Heel shot at Victor, Gerard also attacked at the same time. In doing so, they injured Victor's arms, but Victor used his secret weapon and encased himself in dark magic. Through the dark magic, he transformed into his true demon form and attacked Gerard with all his power. Gerard fended off the demon Victor and F. Heel supported Gerard with her fire arrow skills. Suddenly, Kelvin summoned his slime, Clotho, who spat at Victor with swords, dealing high damage to him. Then Kelvin started shooting combined attacks at him with his team. The attack caused a huge boulder to fall on the demon daughter, but Victor protected her. When Victor protected the Demon King's daughter, Kelvin doubted Victor's plan to eat them all. Suddenly Victor told the real reason for the fight, that he was the Demon King's servant, and was supposed to take care of his daughter, because the archdemon Victor was the teacher of the Demon King's daughter Sarah. He trained her since Sarah was a child, because her father hid Sarah far away from him. The father didn't want it, that someone know he has a daughter, who was his biggest weakness. One day the Demon King was attacked and he prepared a seal that only humans can break. This was to protect Sarah. Victor should watching over her in the chamber until the heroes died, so Sarah could rule as the next Demon Queen. But Kelvin foiled Victor's plan. Before his death, Victor asked Kelvin to include Sarah in his group. He should take care of her and show her the world outside. Kelvin then released the seal from Sarah, so she woke up crying because she knew about the death of Victor and her father. Then outside of the dungeon, Sarah's true identity was kept secret by a magical item. Afterwards, Sarah worried that she might be recognized as the Demon King's daughter. However, Kelvin tells her that he is an adventurer with an S-rank skill that can hide her identity. Kelvin's team gave Sarah a warm welcome and they headed back to town. This is how Kelvin showed the curious Sarah the world. After that, Kelvin was then promoted to a rank A adventurer through the dungeon quest and celebrated by his guild. At the inn they all celebrated together and everyone was curious about Sarah and Kelvin's relationship. During the night, Sarah looked forward to her future with Kelvin's group and remembered the time with her teacher Victor one last time. She promised herself to enjoy her future life. The next day, Kelvin created with his blacksmith skills new S-rank gear for Sarah. He also forged a sword for Gerard. As he gave the new equipment to his friends, Kelvin got quite suddenly tired. Ephiel offered to cook him something and he remembered that he wanted Japanese rice. So Kelvin and his team set out to find something similar to rice. He also wanted to keep his promise to show Sarah the world. Afterwards they were on the way to the city of Torre, because there is food similar to rice there. Suddenly, Gerard noticed that the goddess Melfina was absent. So Kelvin remembered about the last night, when he found the problem, that he couldn't summon Melfina. So to solve this problem, the goddess Melfina set out to create an avatar for her summon. Then on the way to the next town, Sarah noticed that they were being followed by enemies. Then a dangerous bandits gang appeared. The bandits were from the Black Wind gang, so Kelvin checked the bandit stats. Since the bandits were too weak for Kelvin, he asked Sarah to fight with them. Sarah was not allowed to use weapons for her fight, since her power would be too dangerous for the bandits even without weapons. So Sarah faced the bandits. When the bandits saw Sarah, they underestimated Sarah. But Sarah overpowered the bandits as if they were small insects. When the bandits were caught, one of them threatened that their boss is strong and would eliminate them. Their threatening made Kelvin curious. Then they arrived at the city of Sarah was blown away.